Thierry. Let me introduce you to Thierry Hartmann. He's from the International Cooperation for Security Directorate, and he's one of my colleagues. And I want to thank you publicly for all your support, as you're a great experience in coordinating a European project. So thank you for that. And I will leave you the floor just to present how the ILIANet project is working and the synergies that we can find with the two projects that you're going to address today, with ILIANet and also NLETS, because he has some really nice, good ideas for the future of the iProcureNet project. Thank you, too.
Thank you very much, Jorge. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you again to the Judicial Police to hosting this very important meeting. I'm really convinced that procurement is a key element. After having coordinated 5 years the ILIANet project, at the end, one main conclusion is that one of the missing points we had in our project was to work on procurement. Some of you may perhaps have noticed that there were some changes in the title of my presentation, because I was very hesitating with which hat I will appear today. I'm within the Ministry of Interior, Innovation Project Management, so I'm charged to facilitate, encourage, enable the involvement of my colleagues in European research project or initiative. Until the 31 of May, I was ILIANet coordinator. I'm also a national contact point of NLETS. And the starting point was that in March, we organized the national contact point meeting of NLETS in the framework of the French presidency in Paris. And one of the topics we addressed was, okay, there are two networks working on procurement, iProcureNet, but also NLETS. Within the technical interest group, how could we build on that? And so we had a first step during that meeting in Paris with the idea, could NLETS be a landing place for iProcureNet in terms of sustainability? So I thought that today it could be an opportunity to discuss a bit further on that. But I will also speak as former ILIANet coordinator to speak to you about our experience. Very quickly, I will just speak to you about ILIANet very shortly, what we did, what we were, and what we did within this project. Because I think that the experience launched by the European Commission in 2017 about network of practitioners, there are a lot of things that we can harvest today. Thank you very much, Ben, having mentioned this morning the experience gathered not only by ILIANet, but also by ILEAD, I think, also to fire in another network of practitioners. We should not be able to harvest today. That's very compulsory. So I will just give you and then I focus on one of our main results within ILIANet. It is the iPUB project, ILIANet project uptakes process that conducts us to procurement. And then I will try to convince you, but I think it will be very difficult, that there is a need to have something sustainable regarding procurement in the security area. There is a huge opportunity to exploit. And that question is, can NLETS be a landing place for iProcureNet? Is just to open the floor. ILIANet, what was ILIANet? For those who are not aware, network of practitioners, Horizon 2020 project, 5 years project. I was the happy coordinator for that. 21 partners, 17 European countries. Really, it helped us. It was mainly composed by practitioners, by LAs, but also with other partners, as Pavel, our Polish partner. And really, this network helped us to discover among practitioners, among LAs, what is research and innovation. The idea was to bring together, to bring our practitioner closer to research and innovation issues. Or collect the needs, how to work together with other partner, research and innovation, or to build a community. It was the aim of Ilianet to build a community, not only of LEAs, but also of close partner. And we prioritize the academic partners as partner of confidence to identify needs, to find a solution. We also use this project to focus on not only on research need, but also on uptake of project results, how to exploit project results so that our colleagues can make the best use of them. So that within Ilianet, we experimented, we used that as a sandbox, the different possibilities, tools to engage our colleagues with research and innovation project. We organized webinar. We organized, the first experience was a speed dating about research results, just on one day. We organized our, I will come back later on, we organized our workshop on dedicated area, border management, fighting against crime and terrorism, to organize it so that our colleagues were able to have a good awareness of the project results, not only through a PowerPoint presentation, but through a very in-depth dialogue between project holders and LAR partners. And we at the end of the project, we were able to deliver to have some assets that we are able to share for free, to give for free. You mentioned the knowledge factory, but I think that the project helped us to really have a better understanding of the challenges, needs of our colleagues, just to explain to academics that sometimes when they present their project results, they have to do that in a very comprehensive and understandable way. Sometimes you have they present the results as they were speaking to academics. They have to translate their project results in concept, in things that our colleagues are able to understand. So that I think within Ilianet, we regarding what was also mentioned in the previous presentation, we have at this stage developed some tools to better understand the needs of our colleagues' operational needs. And I did the same. I think FIRIN did the same, and other network of practitioners did also the same. One of the main lessons I learned from that is that our colleagues in the whole research and innovation process, they need to be supported, accompanied. It means that you cannot, how can I say, expect from them to come to research and innovation without being, yes, encouraged, stimulated, triggered, and they need whole process to have some actors that help them. We are doing that within the French Ministry of Interior. Nowadays, I think with the initiative taken at European level, and especially with the lab, there's a key element for doing that. But I think during the whole process, there is need to support them. And at this stage, I think today, now, all the different elements contributing to an efficient innovation process for our LAs, these elements are quite, could I say, not assembled. It means that they are available at this stage. I think the main achievement of the network of practitioner experiment is that all the tools, and what I listened to this morning, it is the great achievement of iProConnect, is that all the tools, all the support elements that our colleagues need are, I think, today they are available. And then we have to reflect on how can we organize that. And just to give you an insight on one of these, the element we identified within Ilianet, I will just have a short focus on the IPUB process, which is a curious name. The idea was, okay, our idea, one of the main goals assigned to Ilianet was to, yes, to foster, to encourage uptake of research results. You have just to have in mind that the European Commission said us that since 2003, they spent more or less 3 billion euro within 655 projects with no clue on their impact. And believe me, it is very motivating information. It's official for us to try to how can we facilitate the uptake, so that we develop a whole process within Ilianet, starting what are the needs. And we started with the different work packages. Okay, desk review. What are the documents at European level telling about research need, about operational need. We also launched some surveys with more or less success. That's currently one of the difficulties because our colleagues are quite upset by yeah. And we ask also the Ilianet community. And then after having that, we initiated a second step in our process. It was to, yes, where are the solutions? And we were searching for a solution within the project results. It means we were seeking, we worked on within the Ilianet committee. Okay, there is a need. Have somebody of you aware of a possible solution or research project? So we discussed with European project, but also with national project, especially in Austria. We asked, we used Cordis, also the DG Home series, and so on, so to collect information. Then one of the main tasks was to select the project, and sometimes this was very difficult because those project has completely disappeared. Sometimes 2 or 3 years after the end of the project, there is nobody responsible for that. So that we selected some project. We used also we used some tools, the TELUS questionnaire. It's technical, operational, legal and ethics, technical, economical, legal, operational, and schedule. It is the way to assess. How can I say the way the project can corresponds to the needs expressed at the very beginning. Is the project result more or less ready to use? I tell under the control of Pavel, who is the owner of this methodology. So that at the end we were able to identify the most suitable project and then to organize the in-depth dialogue. And during the different workshops we organized one about border management. We were able to organize a very in-depth discussion between our colleagues and the project. And after that, if we were able to launch interest about project results, we decided, okay, but it was a first contact, and then we organized webinars to go a step further, and then to identify possible uptaker of the project result. And what happens at the end? IPUB implementation in action. It was to in the area of border management. 16 projects identified. 8 projects selected. It means that 8 other projects were nor suitable for the needs or completely disappeared. And then we organized this public workshop with some of the project, and then dedicated webinar. And what is the conclusion at the end? For example, for RoBorder, already mentioned, we had the 10 exploitation opportunities. We have 10 LEAs who said, we want that solution. And then we said, sorry, I'm not responsible for procurement. That was the missing link. That means that that's one of the best practice coming from Ilianet. And that best practice can be can be reused, shows that at the end the missing link is procurement. And for me, it advocates for to create and at this stage I'm sharing some thought with you. I speaking more as project innovation manager. I think, and especially regarding what has been said this morning, I think we cannot afford to don't have this kind of mechanism that helps the LEA to procure innovative solutions end to end. What were the recommendation of Ilianet at the end regarding IPUB? If you go through the document, we submit to the European Commission the final recommendation of Ilianet, but at the end, what is coming out, potential user about the IPUB process, a lot of organization or agencies, but also to integrate the IPUB exploitation program, the process into exploitation program networks. It means iProcureNet. So that for me as Ilianet coordinator, one of the main conclusions is to say, okay, it's nice to have innovation, to have access to innovation, but one of the last step should be procurement. And we can, I think, with iProcureNet as a great initiative, but we have to think about how it could end. So that to preparing this meeting, I thought it could look so that we have to consider that there is an environment, an existing environment, and we have to make it a bit more consistent and readable for our colleagues. At this stage, I think it's very important, as mentioned, Europol, Innovation Lab, UCB initiative of setting a framework, and we should start from that. Because that's the common houses where our colleagues feel comfortable. So that the starting point is on that. And then the second step is that there's a clear need to identify the needs of our colleagues in the field. And in that, there's an urgent need to make the best use of the experiment of the network of practitioners. I just mentioning Ilianet iLead, but regarding what you said this morning, there's also to build on what you are doing within iProcureNet to have a consolidated way. Then this the second step, and is also coming to consolidating what you mentioned this morning, is as the first loop should go to the market. And sometimes we are thinking about innovation, and innovation doesn't immediately mean research. Sometimes the product down the shelf, we have to look if the products, the solution corresponds to our needs. But regarding the tools that you presented this morning, I think the mechanisms are available. And then if there are no solution, I think we have to investigate research project, and then we could have the IPUB process. And then at the end, we should explore and organize funding opportunities and then organize the procurement. That's some lesson learned. We can consider this as a process. But at this stage, I think with all the experience gathered with what this Europol is currently doing, with all the experience gathered in the different network of practitioners, I think we are able to consolidate this process with very concrete and efficient tools to build this conducive environment for research and innovation for our colleagues. At the end of my presentation, it's we need to consolidate the procurement mechanism. As I'm also national contact point for NLETS, I'm thinking about could NLETS, which is the European Network of Law Enforcement Technology Service, could be a landing place for this kind of initiative, because they have they have been created in 2008, French initiative, Cocorico, and they developed some practices about monitoring research and innovation, creating technical interest group, and especially one on procurement. It could be a solution to build on that network. Currently, we are discussing within the network on new terms of reference, and I think it could be it should be an avenue to explore. Will it be successful or not? That's another question, and it's not, what can I say, authorized to speak about in place of in the name of the NNETs, but I think there are enough actors at European level. We shouldn't create new things, but build on what exists. It means that there is, regarding this need to create something sustainable in the area of procurement, there is no need to create something new, but we should build on existing actors within the European ecosystem. And we should have a look on what is currently running with EAC-TEADA and ECTEX and think about the NNETs. EAC-TEADA, I don't know if you are aware or not. EAC-TEADA is the European Anti-Cybercrime Technical and Development Association, which has been created, yes, 2 years ago to develop, to maintain digital investigation tools in the area of cybercrime. It is a non-profit organization, non-governmental organization. ECTEC is also such a cybercrime education group that delivers training and courses in the area of cybercrime. They're all funded by the European Commission. The question we can be asked is, could NNETs play the same role regarding procurement? Why not? But at this stage, I think the main urgent thing would be to bring the network of practitioners together, especially iProcurement, and to look on their best practice, especially on identifying needs and solution, and also on procurement to prepare. I think that's the main message that I would like to deliver this morning, is that we will be asked within iProcurement to think about sustainability of your network. When you start to think about that 6 months until the end of the project is too late. I think regarding the older network of practitioners, okay, there was, I think, in my opinion, no need to start again a new experience with network of practitioners. But regarding iProcurement, I think there is an urgent need to think about how to maintain, to sustain that kind of network, all the lesson learned, and to make these support mechanism available for our colleagues, because it's compulsory to have this missing link in the chain of value, beginning from identifying end user needs, building a solution within a research project, and at the end procure some solution. I think there is an urgent need to bring together veterans of ILIANET, because the ILIANET is finished. ILIANET is running until next year. We have also not other network of practitioners to think about how we could exploit the result of all those projects to build something on procurement, so that we would have all the components of this conducive environment I'm calling for together. So I hope I was not too boring and just until the lunch break, but I wanted to share with you some thoughts, and I'm available for questions or I just propose to you. Thank you very much for listening. don't know if there's some question until the lunch.
Yes, thank you very much, Thierry. We are, of course, already thinking about this question of the sustainability of the project. So this is really interesting for us. I have a question on Slido. Should iProcureNet spread to other sectors in order to find a common ground? Just remain in the security sector, just...
I think at this stage it's quite in the first stage. I would recommend that to be pragmatic. I think. I think what I noticed is that we are coming all to the same conclusion regarding the way we should collect the needs, to find methodology, to have a loop through the market, to have this request for information, to have a look of project results, and at the end have a procurement phase of already existing tools or what has been produced by the innovation. I think we should avoid to launch no new initiative. Just build on network of practitioners. We experimented 5 years. iProcureNet also. I think there is a need to harvest that, to consolidate, and to align all this initiative in a coherent, consolidated, what can I say, research and innovation ecosystem, where all the people, especially our colleagues in the fields, know where is who is doing what and who in the whole chain of value. And I think at this stage, in this room, within the network of practitioners, at the Europol Innovation Lab, in the innovation labs of the agencies, there are a lot of people that are sharing the same thoughts. We should bring them together and then make some proposition. I think it's quite clear at the upper level. It's not because Ben is here, but the job with the hub, innovation hub, and the lab, the things are very clear. Then all the other actors could, can I say, intervene, support, or they can also carry out some tasks on behalf of some key players that needs to be defined regarding collecting the needs, regarding research and innovation project, and especially regarding uptake and procurement. I think all is on the table. We have just to bring the people together, and then the piece of the puzzle are there. I think we have just to bring the piece together, and we are in a momentum, I think, of a lot of people thinking very positively, and we have to exploit it. And then if there is a need to I was at the very beginning with the question is looking for how to cooperate, for example, with military sectors. As a police officer, sometimes I'm a bit reluctant because, okay, we are civil force, but the more I'm implicated, we have sometimes the same needs. It's clear we won't procure tanks. It's not in our, but regarding artificial intelligence, fake news, and so on. So the needs are the same, and there is a huge potential in this kind of organization. But in the first stage, I think because our colleagues sometimes could be afraid to be okay, but what are doing these people in the same room as well? We have to go step by step.
Thank you. Another question, this time about NLETS project. You mentioned new NLETS terms of reference. What changes might be expected?
The idea is that NLETS has been created in 2008. And we discussed within the network that the world has changed since 2008. European Innovation Lab, the agencies, and so on. And there is a need to think about the role of NLETS, and the term of reference should be a document to describe what is the mission of NLETS, how it works, and what is the service NLETS should deliver to the whole ecosystem. So that we are currently discussing on that within the core group. We launched that during the NCP meeting in Paris, and with the idea to finalize that under the Czech presidency. Okay, at this stage, I wouldn't tell more about that because I'm not, yes, representing NLets today, but I think with other colleagues, we are very interested to, yes, to make, to build on I say, NLets asset to provide services to the European ecosystem.
Thank you very much, Thierry. Thanks again for your really nice presentation.
Thank you.